Hello everyone, my name is Reniel. As she said, I am the owner of Irie Occasions Catering and Party Planning and the soon to open Flavors of Jamaica Jamaican Restaurant in Pontiac, Michigan. Cross your fingers and your toes. If everything goes as planned, we should be opening actually within the next month. And so we're excited. There's been some things that happen here and there, the unexpected, but those things are only helping to increase the value of what we're going to work hard to do. So I'm excited about it. This is my husband Charles over here. This is my daughter Tasia over here. We are a family-owned business. Pretty much wherever you see me, you probably see them. We are a very close-knit family. Going back, we got married very young, 18 years old, got a 24-year-old daughter, and we've been to, this November will be 22 years we'll be married. So we kind of stick close together in everything we do. My daughter actually just graduated 2 years ago. She is also a pastry chef. I'm happy about that. And so Irie Occasions, I was born in the island of Jamaica. I came here when I was 11 years old. I came from a long line of cooks, chefs, culinarians, whatever it may be, family-owned restaurants.
Where's your accent?
I hear it.
It comes out. I hear it. Yeah, it comes out at times, but I have been here since I've been 11 years old. However, I have never lost the culture. Never lost the love of the food, never lost the love of the land, and I love Jamaica, and I probably I get that question a lot about losing the accent, but I just think that's probably because I've been here for a while, since I've been 11 years old. Some people hear it, some people don't. I hear it. My family say it comes out when I get upset. But either way, we just love food. We're passionate about sharing what we do. I do try to go above and beyond in the sense of making sure that anything we do with our business, we use biodegradable, we try to support local farmers, we try to bring in local produce. Some items may not be typical of Jamaican food, which I'll kind of explain while we're going through some stuff over there, but if I can substitute one vegetable that might kind of bring on the same taste and get it from someone locally, I'll gladly do that, or whatever it may be. Today, we're making journey cakes. And I'm not sure if is anyone familiar with journey cakes? All right. Okay. But we have one person who's familiar with journey cakes. Journey cakes, they're called journey cakes, Johnny cakes, dumpling, festival. There's so many different names that it's been called. It's simply a dough, a ball of dough. Flour, some people mix it with flour and cornmeal, some bacon powder, a little bit of salt, and put it together and fry it. However, because I'm not typical and I like to mess things up and play with food, I have found a way to make it a little bit more festive than just a ball of dough on your plate, even though it's great that way. So I stuff them, I make them sweet, I make them savory, I mix things inside of them, put things on top of them, you know, whatever, you know. So today we're gonna make a sweet version, we're gonna make a savory version, and then we're just gonna make it the traditional way. For the savory version, at first I was gonna actually use kale. But I changed my mind at the last minute, and I'm going to tell you why I changed my mind at the last minute. Was because I discovered that you can get callaloo locally. There was a while where I didn't know. Yes.
What is it that you would
Ms. Lola over there will fill you all in on where you can get callaloo. Yes. But you can get callaloo locally. And so I thought callaloo is a very popular vegetable that's eaten in Jamaica. It's a form of spinach, but the taste is so much more. It's a little bit earthy. I don't even know how to fully explain it, but it's great, and you'll try it.
It is delicious.
It is delicious. And so I decided that I'd throw that in there instead of kale. So we're gonna do a kale. Is anyone in here allergic to salted cod?
What is it?
You don't eat melon? Okay.
What is
It's
it?
fish? Oh, I can't have any fish.
Okay.
No, I can't have any fish.
Okay, so we got two people who can't have fish. Okay, so the callaloo is mixed in with cod. I can try my best to see if I can throw something together. We'll work that out so that you two can try it.
When you purchased the callaloo, with the same name here, is it the same name they call it callaloo here? Never heard of
Or
it.
also, it's a variety of amaranth, right?
Yeah, it is a variety of amaranth. It is. So, you gave out the recipe, right, Lolo?
Yes.
So this is definitely not the recipe. It's the recipe, but the recipe doubled, of course. So, basically, what I have here is the flour, the baking soda, some salt, and I'm gonna add the water and make the dough. If you're everyone's familiar with making a dough, right? Just kneading. Okay, I'll go through it. Now for the sweet one.
We're novice.
Okay.
We're not
It's okay. For the dessert one, or sweet, or however you want to refer to it, it's the exact same thing. But I have a little bit of sugar in here, and I have some coconut powder in here to kind of give it some sweetness. And I have some sauce that we're gonna put on it as well. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the traditional first. We'll leave the one with the fish till the last, and that way I won't contaminate the oil and all of that type of stuff like that. A lot of people get technical and stuff. Me, I'm just a hands-on type of person. I'd be honest, I sat down and came up with the recipe and made sure I send it to Lola, but I'm not a recipe person. I'm a kind of more of a just throw it in the bowl and wait till the ancestors say stop, and I stop. But so I have the baking powder, salt, and everything in here. I have the water. I'll just take my hand and I put a little dip in the center. Sometimes I find that I use the exact amount of water that's on the paper, and then there are other times I don't know why, but there are other times I don't need as much. There's just kind of splashing it.
Regular flour?
It is all-purpose flour. Yeah. I'm trying to work with these gloves. Try to clean your bowl as you're going. Don't splash flour like I'm doing. It's not really like you're making a pie crust, so you're really trying to more form a ball. So if you just kind of work your way around the bowl, just kind of clean it as you go, eventually a ball will form. This glove is coming off of my hand.
Did you guys make journey cakes for the dinner at the farm?
Yes,
Okay.
we did. And what we did with that one, I actually put cornmeal in it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a little bit more on the sweeter side because we were trying to complement the black bean hummus. So,
I have a question. So when you're making a pie crust, you can put it in a food processor.
yeah.
Can you do that with that, or do you need to really be able to put your hands on it and feel when it's ready?
You can actually do the same thing as you would for making the ball for the pie crust. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I probably just do things the hard way. But if you want to take that route, you can. I like to be able to feel the dough, just so I know that it's not too wet, too loose, or whatever it is. But if you get the recipe down packed and you have your exact amount of water and your exact amount, then I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, guys. I did wash my hand. I'm about to wash my hand again, and I have to get in here with my hands because the gloves keeps coming off. I don't add the oil right away. The honest truth is the oil is added at the end, and it's not required, but I add the oil at the end to keep the flour from sticking, because once you start rolling it to put it in the fryer, it's going to try to stick to your hand, and that's why I add the oil. During the holiday times, I know everybody loves a hot biscuit or some butter or a hot roll, but if you want to try something different, so you still have the bread on the table, but you know, not a roll or whatever it is, this is a great option to try out. I hate that the sink is like a mile down the road. Vegan, you don't eat honey, do you? You don't eat honey, do you?
I eat honey.
You do? Okay. So it's not by any means home churned, but I promise you it was home whipped. I made some honey butter to go with our ones that we're about to fry now. Yes, I whipped it by hand. And after I got halfway through, I'm like, why am I doing this? So pretty much you just pull it and roll it and drop it in the oil. That's about it. That's about it.
Actually, the hardest part is
It's making the dough. Yeah, that's it. I roll it into a ball and then I flatten it. The reason why I flatten it is because once it goes into the oil, it's going to fluff right back up. It's going to double in size. However, whatever size you put it in is going to double.
So is that like a deep fryer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, now, I can go ahead and go through that with you. With the callaloo, I have peppers, onions, and it's just like you're going to create any kind of saute. So peppers, onions, tomatoes, and I use the salted cod. Salted cod, salt fish, whatever you want to call it, is a very popular thing to eat in the islands. Okay. We eat it with our ackee. You familiar with ackee?
No.
Okay. So ackee is a fruit, but we cook it and it almost resembles eggs in a scrambled eggs in a way. So it's actually a great alternative for a vegan who might want that kind of taste or texture of eggs but don't want to actually eat eggs.
What does it taste like? Does it taste like eggs?
You're shaking your head. It's like I'm trying to think of what I could compare it to. It's just it's its own delicious
taste.
That's a quiet taste, though.
Yeah.
It is. There are some people who don't like it.
Is it sweet, sour?
No. It's not sweet and it's not sour. It's kind of a
Kind of creamy.
the texture might be a little creamy. It does. I will say it kind of picks up the flavor of whatever you put in it. I'm trying to think of, and actually the closest thing I could think of is eggs. That's the only closest thing I could think of is eggs.
So when I last year went to Benin with Chef Michael Twitty, and there were like ackee trees
Everywhere,
right? And I was talking to him because ackee is poisonous if it's not cooked, right? But he was saying that that's actually a myth.
No, it's not poisonous if it's not cooked. What I was told growing up was that it was poisonous if you forced it, because ackee comes in a pod, and just like the cocoa. And most people have never seen what chocolate looks like prior to turning into chocolate, but it comes in a pod. And what happens is when it ripens, the pod opens on its own. You have those who get greedy and they don't want to wait for the pod to open, so they pry it open. I don't know whether that's true or not. I have always been told that if you force the pod open, it's poisonous at that point. I have not tried it. I don't want to find out. So I just decided to wait until the pod opens, just in case. It's not a myth, and I find that out looking down at my body. So I don't know whether or not that's true. Now, as far as it being poisonous when it's not cooked, that part I know for a fact is not true.
Okay.
Because my grandmother, grandfather, everybody I know in my family would eat ackee raw.
Yeah.
We went to Negril for our family reunion, and I bought some ackee to bring back to the States. And the man was shelling the ackee for me. I paid him for my 6 dozen ackee. And he is there, and he opens the pod, he puts one ackee in the bag, one for the bag, one for his mouth. One for the bag, one for his mouth. And I'm standing there like, so after a while, I think he read my face. He didn't die, and he finished putting my ackee in the bag. So I don't believe that portion is true. I can't verify whether or not, as far as the pod opening. They fry for about a good 5 to 7 minutes. It depends on what size you make them. Of course, it's up to you how large you want to make them. If you make them really, really big, then of course you got to accommodate for that. But in the deep fryer, it works really well. If you don't have a deep fryer at home, just put some oil in a shallow pan, and then you'll just have to flip it. Keep in mind that it doubles in size, so because of the baking powder. So whatever you put in it, it's gonna come up. As far as with stuffing it, I like to start with the stuff being cool. This is a little on the warm side. You can get meat and do this the Food Network way and put the dough out and roll it out and do all of that. I don't necessarily do that. While this is frying, I'll kind of show you how I do it, and then maybe if some people want to wash their hands and jump in and help out, they can. But me personally, I just take my palm and press it out. And I'm starting with the one that's vegetarian. There's no meat in it at all. And I just take however amount of filling I want to put on the inside of it.
That callaloo is delicious. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But it has fish.
It's just as good though.
That is delicious.
He's rubbing it
No, it's
So she said the callaloo.
callaloo.
and just kind of close it up. That's it. That's what I do. But if you want, like I said, you can get your rolling pin and your flour and roll it out like a pie crust and do whatever it is you want to do. Didn't quite roll. I put a little too much filling in that.
Does it taste similar to greens or collards or?
Does it, the callaloo?
Yeah. Is
In my opinion, it kind of tastes similar to kale. In my opinion.
That's not callaloo.
No, that's kale. Yeah, it's a bit sweeter, but I think it tastes a lot like kale. Even though it's in the spinach family, it does taste a lot like kale. And so, does anyone want to like wash your hands and help with rolling out some stuff?
Can't do it in that
I
case.
got leaves, but other than that, I would.
Okay.
Do you do a video on making plantains?
Plantains?
Yeah.
I have, I think I did a dinner where we did the oxtail, rice and peas, cabbage, the whole 9 yards. And so it was at the end of the video. Reniel's Irie Kitchen on YouTube. We have the ackee, we have ackee up there, curry chicken, jerk chicken, oxtail. Actually, we do have this up there. I do have the video up there for stuffing the dumplings up there. I do.
How do you spell Reniel?
Reniel. Come on
come around.
Come on this side. Yeah.
Irie.
She's the only one. No one else.
On YouTube?
No one else.
I was trying to get a recipe for jerk. I think I've seen it.
So basically, we're just gonna do like I did, press it out, and then just put a little bit in there. We're gonna do these ones first, so that we don't mix them with the fish, and then okay.
Thank you. Flatten it out.
Yeah, flatten it out. Anyone has any objection to honey butter?
Yeah. Definitely not.
Here, let's put it in there.
Tetra? I know I saw you with some spoons somewhere along there.
Kind of
Yeah, I want to see with Jackie, since I usually cook for you two, I want to see.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm finished with, so we can start on this.
The fish one now.
Okay, this is the fish.
Just want to cut it for you. Make it like a dumpling. So while y'all eating, y'all can taste it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you know what? Chantasia. Oh, where's Lola? She's coming.
Word.
Oh. Let's see. Does it have butter on it?
Yeah, I did, but if you want a little more, there's more right there.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just roll it around in the butter.
Did I make enough?
Yeah.
Did I do enough?
Yeah, there's that.
There you go. Y'all supposed to be working. What you Here. What? You're welcome.
I'm not gonna sit down quite yet. Hold on.
So you're
try
gonna
one
do the
more.
ones that are
You
not
gotta fix
fish in
that,
them
'cause it's
in
gonna come
the
out.
thing there.
Y'all closing them up good.
Hope so.
I am.
You said you
know
are.
what Nicole do.
Oh, be quiet. Okay. You might have to do a little surgery on mine. That one.
Well, we working them a little slowly. Okay. That one might come apart.
I tried to twist mine at the end, like a dumpling.
Can't do that.
Put a little bit in there.
Okay.
Use yours. Put yours over there.
No.
Not quite sealed, but
You still get the flavor. You get the
You get the gist of it.
but you will get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can get as creative as you want with them.
You ain't kidding.
Online I think I stuffed it with apples.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you
Sweet
could, yeah,
apple.
like that, yeah, some apples. Make the apple just the way you would do for your apple pie. Some peaches, berries, whatever it may be. Drizzle them with sugar. Toss them in cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
I have,
Powdered sugar.
huh?
Powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar. You're right. What I brought was I brought a little bit of cinnamon sugar, and I brought a glaze that I make with it's just butter, confectioner's sugar, ginger, and a little bit of overproof white rum.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. And then I have a hibiscus ginger glaze that I have. Yeah.
So you would put that over the...
Mm-hmm. It's over our sweet ones. Yeah. Yeah.
Taking over.
So these ladies have created an interesting bowl. Yes, they come out looking like they're pretty though. They're pretty. They're pretty.
You see what you get?
They're very pretty.
For our vegetarian.
Yeah. They actually look really pretty. So, see?
Y'all got a lot of this cat.
You're what? See, she
A lot of salted cod over here.
yeah, we do. You don't have to do them all. You don't have to do them all. Just need to make enough for everyone. That's
It's
all.
15 now.
Yeah.
It's 15 people now.
Yeah. 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 You don't have to do them.
This is a
Vegetarian.
Yeah, but I'm a little scared of that one. That one looks like
That
that one looks like it's gonna explode.
Right, right. Yeah, it
That one
probably
looks like
is.
it's gonna explode.
That was my first one, so you got it.
Yeah, you redeemed yourself because they
Yeah.
look really pretty in the fry.
Are you going to be offering vegan options at the restaurant?
We have a full, extensive vegan menu.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, our vegan menu is completely separate, so you don't even have to look through the media if you don't want to.
Oh, okay.
And we work hard to make sure that every dish that we have that is a traditional Jamaican dish, there is a vegan dish that's comparable to
Oh,
it.
thank you. Good.
So let me wash my hands and I'm gonna do the dessert one real quick. I'm skipping across to do the sweet ones first, just so we put the fish in last, just so we can we don't want to hurt our sister over here. We want to make sure that she gets home just the way she came here. So I was a little bit more successful with the with the sweeter dough. I didn't make it so wet. So I'm gonna pull these ones out. And then I'm just gonna drop the sweet ones in, and we'll do that last.
We got to try it, but no, you ain't vegetarian.
No, I'm saying I gotta get that little spot right there.
Huh?
Are you gonna? We're gonna use this pan. We're gonna wash.
No, I'll get a clean one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get a clean one. Yeah, I don't wanna.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Mine is gonna jack.
Yeah, which ones are mine? Right.
Yeah, they're pretty sizable.
I don't think you two will get a call right away.
Mine are closed up. That's a good cold.
They're pretty sizable.
Like a flop.
I think I'm gonna make the sweet ones a little smaller so they'll cook a little faster.
Okay.
But like I said, for the it's simply the same recipe that's on the paper. I just added a little sugar to it and some coconut flour, that coconut powder. That's about it.
Those the ones that you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So things that I have done is I have pureed the same puree that I use for my rum cake. I have pureed that. It is very potent. If you go look at the things, like,
They were like youth working the event. I was like, I don't know if you can eat this cake.
yes. So but I have pureed it and mixed it into the dough. And fried it that way, and then drizzled it with rum, the rum glaze. Mix in with the dough golden raisins, nuts, whatever it is. You know, you can play it up however you want to. Or take like there are little fancy designs over there. Deliberately roll it out into a circle and stuff your fruit in the center and then fry it, but make sure you don't deep fry because you don't want you are creating a bowl, you don't want it to fall, so just fry it, put it on the bottom and just gently kind of toss it. Then once it creates that seal around it, then you flip it and fry it and then put some ice cream in it. You know.
Like a good idea. What is that?
It's the chimichurri.
Is it hot?
Huh?
Is it spicy?
It's medium. It's not terribly spicy. Come on.
Does that also go on the fish and callaloo one?
Yes. Yes. Good times.
Yum, yum.
It's pretty good.
The kale's fresh from King.
Yes, it is fresh. It is fresh.
Tomatoes.
So how do you make this, whatever that is, chimichurri?
Okay, so balsamic vinegar, fresh garlic, cilantro, basil, parsley, and in this there's just a little bit of jalapeno. I take the seeds out though. If you don't want it to be really spicy, take the seeds out.
Oh, okay.
And even though jalapenos are not really all that spicy anyway, but and you just kind of blend it up. Put a little pinch of salt, a little bit of seasoning here and there. Work it out.
No.
So you're gonna do a cookbook? Cookbook.
I am planning. I am.
Yeah.
Don't know when, but I'm working on it.
So Deja, how was the kale prepared?
Tasia. She's asking how was the kale prepared.
So I just on our little stove, I got the oil really hot, and I threw the tomatoes in, let them cook for a while, flipped them, then I added the bell peppers, and it was just one of these peppers up here.
Yeah, those came from what farm?
The kale?
Yeah, the peppers.
Oh, the peppers also came from KGD Farm.
Okay, so I just sliced the peppers, cooked them up a little bit, and then I threw in some of these green onions that I cut earlier, and then I let the kale sit in the pot. I turned the heat off so it doesn't burn because I always burn things. But I just turned the heat off, and then I just let it cook down. I didn't add any more heat to it after I added the kale, so it also keeps a little bit of crunch. Because I don't like overcooked veggies, so.
Yeah, that's overcooked veggies is a no-no in our house.
Yeah, I don't like that.
We like our veggies to have some crunch.
Yeah. Yes, it's doing, because we didn't make it small. Oh, I thought you mentioned it. Yeah. You just have to spread it out.
If you do like seafood, yeah, like my daughter said, I entered a competition, so the secret ingredient was pumpkin. And you had to do something with pumpkin. And I knew that everyone who was competing was gonna do a pie or something like that. So in my crazy brain, I came up with a pumpkin pie battered shrimp. And we won. So we battered the shrimp with the pumpkin pie on the outside, and then I made an apricot and habanero dipping sauce for it, and yeah, came up. So that's up there as well. So what do y'all think about that one? Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
It's like kind of like a donut, but like the rum.
You say you like it,
I like the rum. The Polish
We just squeeze you some rum. Yeah.
You ain't right? See how nice they look? Look how pretty they look.
Yes, you did a great job.
Girl, please.
I think he had the oxtail when Michael Twitty came.
Oh yeah, Michael. He had the oxtail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had the oxtail, yeah. She was saying that she was at the book
I was at the
signing.
book signing.
Oh, okay,
Earlier this year,
yeah. He had the oxtail. Our oxtail is very good. I know you don't eat meat. I know you don't eat meat. But you gotta then come and try our brown stew lion's mane.
Oh, okay, great.
Brown stew lion's mane. Lion's mane mushroom.
Wow, okay.
We do brown stew lion's mane, jerk jackfruit, curry jackfruit, escabeche lion's mane, chicken fried lion's mane, Ito stew, brown stew cauliflower. I mean, we have quite a bit of stuff to choose from. So you never have to come and eat with us and feel like you're not gonna have something for yourself if you don't eat meat or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to step on anyone's religion or whatever it is. I'll just say this: the universe provides you with everything you need. There is every single dis-ease that you can find in the body. There is a food to help you to restore your body to its normal function. Unfortunately, in the States, more than anywhere else, they're allowed to play with your food. And that's why places like Keep Growing Detroit and all these local farmers are important.
Yes, they are.
Because they provide you with real food and to the best of their ability. And that's why as I open the restaurant, it's in the forefront of my mind that I want to work with these people who are providing the real food, because I know in myself that if I go run down to Kroger and I pick up something, God knows where it came from, who grew it, I want to be able to work with the local farmers to make sure that when I'm presenting you something and saying, hey, this is a healthy dish, that I'm actually presenting you with something that I know is healthy and I'm not just guessing. But if you haven't made that trip to Jamaica, now I'm a salesperson for Jamaica, the beautiful island of Jamaica. If you haven't made that trek, try not just Jamaica, other islands as well. Try them out. I went to visit my grandparents' land. They were both buried on the property, and I went to visit, and I was looking around in awe at all it's weeds growing up everywhere, but there was so much food on the land, and I'm thinking to myself, this is just all wasting. There's banana trees, coconut trees, and everything, but no one lives on the property. They have acres and acres of property, and it's not, and it's just they're just falling, and then that seeds, and it grows another tree, and it seeds, and and I'm looking like, wow, but. I was listening to a song the other day, and what did he say? He said poverty, as it pertains to food in Jamaica, is a myth because food is falling off of the trees. But I don't know if I'd go as strongly as to say it's a myth, because if they can't get to the food, Lord knows my grandparents' property is up in the mountain, and you're not going to just walk. You're not just going to walk up there. You're not going to just. You are not going to just walk up there. But I do drive up there. I can barely drive up there. You're right. I was in my father's truck, and my father was driving, laughing at me, and I literally was like this the whole time. Because the limbs of the tree was smacking the truck, and this little road that looked like is barely wide enough for one vehicle is a two-way. People going this way. And when I was if you go online, because we put a video of the family reunion and us traveling, so it's up there. But when I was a little girl, it just didn't look that small. So when I went back to visit my grandparents and pay my respects, I'm like, what happened? The street shrunk. But we're going this way, and big old buses is coming this way, and they're womp, and people just, and I'm freaking out. Freaking out. But anyway, that's enough about my story. I do thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you. It's not a whole lot, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you tried it.
I'm gonna get mine. I know this is mine.